Hello and good morning. All right, so I just wanted to do a little bit of market update to see how things closed for the end of Monday's session. And what I have noticed is the Euro US dollar. Well, look, that candle right there is a little bit bullish. So I've mentioned previously what I've been looking at. So I'm just going to do a recap and just see what could potentially be trades for this week and maybe even later today. Gold, I did see in that video that I did with Jin, I shared it on my Instagram and LinkedIn and my other social media platforms, and it did take off. I wasn't around for this. I didn't catch that, and that plus this especially is quite bullish. This candle right here, and it took off. My only concern really, I would have had to wait for this to close because this at times when a candle does something like that with a huge surge, um, and recently there has been a little bit of resistance, around where it closed. So it didn't, and it sort of pushed higher. So congrats to the guys who took that breakout. I didn't. I'm just going to wait and see now what happens. We could see it ease back down, or it could be racing to 1600, but we'll just have to wait and see. All right, so I'll go to the Aussie dollar. So the euro is, maybe a buy trade actually. With a tight stop, there's a lot of room for it to run, but as I discussed in that previous video with Jin and the other group, its upside is it's tough. It seems that the US dollar is still finding more flows from individuals looking for safe haven compared to the Aussie, compared to the euro. So I wouldn't say anyone's really strong. It's just a battle of who's the weakest, and we discussed that as well. Aussie dollar actually is interesting, and bullish candle close as well. I like how that candle formed actually, to be honest. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. All right. So to me, it's still a little messy. Overall, my bias is short. It's just, it's tough. It's tough with that. I'll go to the hourly to see. It seems to be making a small ramp up, but it's a small. It's not looking fantastic. I'll continue to pay attention to that. Let's have a look at the pound as well. Pound, USD yen, and USD CAD as well. I think it's probably worth having a little look at. Yeah, so it's just sort of digesting this chart here. It's trying to bounce, isn't it? But it's lacking buyer interest, honestly. I think I'm going to avoid this. This is a little bit unclear. You could see this just going, zigzagging about until finally something happens. But the UK looks like it's going into, a lockdown situation as well, with the case trajectory looking not good at all. So probably more bad news for the British economy. But it's just, again, it's a battle who's the weakest. So currently, I'm not going to take this trade. We might have a short if it comes back to this support zone. We'll see. We'll see. USD yen. I was just looking at sort of eased off a little bit. Got the weekly time frame selected there. This is quite interesting here. Let's go to the 4-hour. So it's been in a channel, and it's sort of interacting with the top tier of this. So we'll see if it wants to come back down. Could be a short, potentially. We'll see. And USD CAD. I'll keep this short. I've been trying to keep them to around 5 minutes, these videos. Look, honestly, the Canadian economy really is quite dependent on oil. So if oil sort of has bounced a little bit, so I'm going to wait and see what that does, because that could be a bit of a catalyst for this trade if the USD CAD goes long. So I'll continue to monitor that, and then we'll sort of go from there. So it's a little bit of a dynamic situation with the USD CAD, more of a long than a short though. Right now, it's just if oil can turn again, then it's like, well, you've got a couple things going in your favor. I prefer that than just to jump in too early. So I used the morning here in Perth just to go over things and put together a plan and sort of go from there. USD Swiss. Let's go to the daily time frame, and then I might head to the weekly as well just to see. So just have a trend line in play here. So we're bang on that trend line. Real, as you can see, there's been some violent moves. There's big weeks as well, and look at that. It just took off. It just skyrocketed. We'll see here where it is currently. We're either get through here at a bounce, or we could see it sell off a little bit. Alright, so those are the trade ideas, guys. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.